often hear people talk about biodiversity these days, but how is biodiversity related to me? Those lions, elephants, tigers, and Tibetan antelopes live so far away. How is it my business whether or not they survive? Yet the students at this school in Kunming of Yunnan seem to have an answer. Hello, Uncle.
尊敬的老师，亲爱的同学们，大家早上好。
This plant is...
Miss Cho, hello.
Hello. Say hello to Auntie.
Hello, students. This is Miss Cho, Deputy Principal here. He's dedicated to environmental protection, full of heart and passion. Miss Cho, you're having a lesson now?
We're having a science lesson.
It's about biodiversity.
Yes.
How old are they?
They're in primary 4. How old are you?
10 years old. Brilliant! Children of the new generation start learning about biodiversity and the importance of environmental conservation at an early age. Deputy Principal of Fanyuan Primary School in the Wuhua district of Kunming says schools have integrated these topics into different subjects in class. Grassroots schools like this also pay a lot of attention to education on environmental protection. Could you tell me what biodiversity means?
It means to protect and maintain the different forms of living things within the ecological circle. I believe everyone here loves nature.
Really? Do you love nature?
Yes.
Ms. Zhou tells the students that every living thing in the world has value. Through different activities, the school guides the students in learning about various living things and how to appreciate their beauty. So drawing is taking notes on nature?
Yes. Hello, students.
What are you doing? Which flower are you drawing?
Wild roses.
This one?
We integrate note-taking on nature into our science class so that the young ones can observe things with greater care.
Can you tell me about this painting of yours?
The stems of wild roses are climbing up there.
Do you like nature?
Yes.
What do you like about it?
I like the beauty of nature. When you sit there, you can feel the flavor of life. You feel peaceful and comfortable because these are all living things. We should protect them. They are also lovely.
Let's walk like Sis Janis. Let's look smart and nice.
Where are we going, teacher?
We're going outside for a chat with the community. The children can present the little cards they have drawn and share what they have learned with people in the neighborhood.
So this is a green guardian.
A volunteer.
The teacher takes the students outside the school. There are a lot of seniors in the community. In general, the older generation is not so aware of the need to protect the environment, so the young ones are trying their best to present the paintings about environmental protection to them as gifts.
We should not throw rubbish around. If we see any rubbish on the ground, we should pick it up and throw it into the rubbish bin.
Sure, thank you.
Did you understand him?
Yes.
What was he saying?
Don't throw rubbish on the ground.
Don't throw rubbish.
Protect the earth.
Use less plastic because it can affect the environment.
No one has told you that before.
No.
Now the kids are teaching you that.
Yes.
So you have learned. Well done. Are you going to say that to your parents when you go home?
Yes, I will urge mom and dad to use less plastic bags. They think that doesn't matter. That's too much trouble. Now we should tell them more about this.
We just came across one of the parents. Are you going to tell your mother about what you've learned? Are you going to explain it to her?
Biodiversity means different living things play their part in a group. They can't do without each other. All living things are linked with each other. Their survival depends on each other.
Back at school, you weren't taught about this.
No, back then no one was particular about environmental protection. Now through school education, we parents get to learn too.
The teachers take them out to experience nature. In Kunming, for example, There's a very famous Danqi Ecological Wetland Park. They often go there on field trips.
对，我看见了。这个呀，你有看到吗？有啊，什么颜色的？白色的。白色的。哎呦，白色的。
What did you see?
That egret was flying to the left. It was flapping its wings and then it flew off to the right.
You're very happy.
Yes.
Primary 5 student Yang Han is especially fond of wild animals. He often reads books about the ecosystem.
I read that in a book. That's what my father taught me. Too much carbon emissions have been produced by human beings. That has caused the greenhouse effect. The sea level has risen. If you look here, a red plastic bag has been dumped here, and here too. Just now, we also found a lot of waste dumped everywhere. It is estimated that by 2050, there will be more plastic waste than fish in the sea.
You will have grown up by 2050. What will planet Earth be like then?
It will be very messy everywhere. You can't see any blue sky or white clouds anymore. We'll only see black smoke given out by the industries. Animals we could see when we were small won't be seen again. For example, the bird, the dodo, it's a typical example. It went extinct in the 1980s.
They're not around anymore?
Not anymore.
What a pity.
Gone extinct, leaving just an icy stone tablet behind.
An icy stone tablet.
It is written the dodo went extinct in the 80s. Actually, it's all because of man's greed. It's human nature. They harm the animals, the plants, destroy the plants. It's all about money. Money can buy you lots of things, but it can't buy you the environment.
I never thought that would come from a child so young, just 11 years old. I hope your next generation, your children, can enjoy beautiful environments like these. Work hard for that. I never thought these kids, young ones like these in primary 5, just 11 years old. One word and they made me see. I feel so ashamed in front of them. I really must say to you, teachers and students, thank you from the bottom of my heart. I came to Yunnan this time, I never expected that. You're just 11 years old and yet you know so much more than I do. I don't know what to say. I see you and I just know that there's hope in our planet. I hope you can let your love grow with no limits, that you can influence more people. I should thank you. You taught me a very precious lesson. I hope when you grow up, you and your children will still get to see such beautiful scenery.
When I grow up, I will teach my children that too. I will tell them to protect the earth, protect nature, and the eco-environment.
Each of us should start with the small things. By doing something that seems too little to mention, like picking up rubbish, we can help protect the environment. It can work to make a difference.
I want to be a scientist specializing in waste recycling. I want the world to stop dumping rubbish.
Brilliant. Let's make it a promise. That's a promise. The Earth is sick. Waste is a major source of pollution today. How can we deal with rubbish or even turn it into clean energy? This is a subject worthy of human study. According to statistics, Household waste in the city and the countryside in China amounts to 100 millions of tons every year, especially since almost everyone is shopping online or ordering food delivery during the pandemic. There's so much waste from packaging materials and households that the city could be besieged. The latest research shows 2/3 of the 600 major cities in the country are facing problems with waste beyond what they can handle. This time we are in Guangxi. This is the Binyang County of Guangxi. This place once faced a serious problem. It was besieged with garbage. Hello, the Wei brothers. You're real brothers, right?
Yes.
You live here?
Yes. Back then, there was household waste everywhere, garbage bags and all.
You felt like you were besieged by waste.
Yes, very dirty and messy. There were dead rats and everything, very big ones, and stinky too. The kids would often fall sick with chickenpox, hand, foot and mouth disease.
Chickenpox.
They often got those.
There are many traditional villages in the Binyang County of Guangxi, yet as the population and the economy grew in the county town, all the local landfills became totally filled up. All the waste processing facilities were overloaded and finally, hills of waste were formed, seriously affecting the local environment, contaminating the water sources and fields. Chief, hello.
Hello.
Chief Lau oversees the Law Enforcement Bureau responsible for the environment. I understand that you once had this serious problem of rubbish surrounding the village.
That's right. Back then, we had limited means of dealing with waste. We wouldn't bury the waste or burn it up. Just these two simple ways.
Back then, waste disposal in various parts of the country involved burying or burning the waste, but the speed of waste treatment couldn't catch up with the waste production, and it was also leading to secondary pollution.
It takes a long time for buried waste to decompose because there's plastic. Dioxins are created. There were mosquitoes flying everywhere and such a horrible smell. We didn't have a choice then because we have limited means.
Speaking of waste management, we often think of landfills and incinerating, but both create more issues in the long term. I'm now here in Guangxi Binyang. They have a great strategy to tackle the waste issues. Hello. Hi. Hello.
Hello.
Welcome, Janis. Hello. Let me show you around.
Sure.
Let's go straight ahead.
Effective dealing with waste and reducing pollution became an urgent matter. In 2014, a state-owned cement production plant took up this challenging mission for Binyang County. The earth is facing a serious problem. The population keeps growing, and there's more and more waste. As we know, ways to deal with rubbish basically include burying and burning.
If you bury it, it decomposes, giving off methane or odors into the air. There's no way you can collect it all. Soil underneath can become polluted. The other way is to generate power using waste. Yet, while power can be generated through burning, lime ash is produced. It can cause secondary pollution. Our technique is to recycle all the waste gas, waste water, and residue 100%, so no secondary pollution is caused to the environment. This is our operating room. Here we can see the whole process of waste treatment.
Right. All this is rubbish.
Yes, there's over 6,000 tons of waste underneath this place.
6,000 tons is like a huge toy claw machine.
It's like a crab turning original waste into waste that can be used.
The total investment on this brand new system for waste treatment was over 100 million yuan. They have set up an advanced technological system that can process 6,000 tons of waste a month. And one of the key facilities is the clean system that can turn waste into raw material for cement used in construction, truly turning waste into treasure.
While producing cement, we can help the government deal with domestic waste. After the waste is brought in, it's crushed, fermented, and dehydrated and turned into the product we need. It is a bit hot, then it's added to the cement kiln like raw material. In the end, we get something that's fully dried and pressed. All the water, gases, and residues are absorbed.
So you're turning waste into a resource, something that's useful.
It becomes a resource. With greater green awareness, we needed a new way to deal with the bottleneck in waste treatment. So we integrated some mature foreign techniques with our local ones. Based on the conditions of the original waste, we developed this mechanical, biological treatment system. It's the first of its kind in the country. Since our project was launched, Binyang County's problem of besieged by waste has been resolved. The amount of land needed for landfills has been cut down. The effects of liquids seeping from waste into underground water and soil have been reduced, and less greenhouse gases too.
The group came and helped us resolve the problems. We don't need to burn the waste. It can also be put to use. And we now clear all the waste every day instead of letting it pile up.
Now it's so clean everywhere. There's no stink. It doesn't affect our lives anymore.
What about the kids?
They were playing out here just now.
They couldn't do that before?
They had to play in the house back then. Who would dare go out? It's so dirty outside.
At this base for waste to cement, you can't smell any odors or see wastewater anymore. They have achieved zero emission of dioxins and harmful substances. This project can handle 110,000 tons of household waste a year and produce huge amounts of raw materials for making cement. This type of solution is being launched in different parts of the country now. This time, we're in Guangzhou. This is the refuse collection point at the big mall. Research shows of the 100 millions of tons of waste in towns and cities every year, 60% is kitchen waste. Wealthy living means eating well. But the amount of kitchen waste created is shocking. The problem is, of all the waste created, kitchen waste is the hardest to deal with. The kitchen waste from the mall has been brought here. Mr. Zhang.
Janis, hello.
Hello. Mr. Zhang Zhuo is general manager of this integrated waste treatment plant. This global innovative integrated waste treatment plant in Guangzhou cost almost 1 billion yuan to build. It's the most up-to-date facility for turning organic waste into clean energy. It can handle up to 500,000 tons of food waste, human feces, and solid animal waste from Guangzhou every year.
The next step is to sort and separate the chopsticks, glass, paper, and other materials.
All sorted and separated.
To make it easier for contact with microorganisms and the decomposition that follows. Through biochemical action, organic matters and pollutants in the waste are broken down into carbon dioxide, methane, and marsh gas.
Food waste has a lot of water in it, which makes it hard to recycle. Now, using the most advanced technology, they have successfully dehumidified food waste and extracted the organic matter in it. These are then placed in massive anaerobic tanks for anaerobic digestion. Finally, waste is turned into methane. Methane is a more environmentally friendly energy that's cleaner than natural gas. It can be used directly for power generation.
The methane extracted from food waste is sent through 10 megawatts generators that can produce 240,000 kilowatt hours of electricity a day. Up to this point, 8,330 trillion kilowatt hour of electricity has been integrated into the state grid for use by the public. It can satisfy the power needs of 20,000 households a day.
That means food waste can be turned into clean energy, into methane, good enough for electricity consumption by 20,000 households a day.
That's right.
They also collect a huge amount of cooking oil waste from restaurants. That was what used to scare people so much, gutter oil.
Many years ago, there was this gutter oil issue in the country.
Back when the economy wasn't so good, many unlawful restaurants would reuse cooking oil for a second, third, or a fourth time. That's the gutter oil. That created very serious food safety incidents. Today, technology turns gutter oil into biodiesel.
This is the biodiesel product we make. You can feel it. It's still hot.
That's still hot.
It was gutter oil before.
Before, this was gutter oil.
This is blended with petrochemical diesel as fuel for vehicles. Very clean energy. Because it's made from food waste by humans, it doesn't carry components like mercury, which is found in traditional diesel. There are no heavy metals like mercury or lead. For each ton of biodiesel used, we can cut down carbon emissions effectively by 2.86 tons. Shanghai is a pilot city adopting this biodiesel as fuel.
Back in Hong Kong, the idea of waste disposal was that the rubbish that we dispose of would be taken away for burning or dumped into landfill. Here, it's different. With technology, they are giving waste a chance to live again.
From wet rubbish or food waste from restaurants, we can extract clean energy for use. This is indeed a huge advancement of the whole society in the idea of green treatment of waste. Because whether you put waste in the right place or the wrong, it can give you two very different results.
Next time, we'll plant some corals in Nanhai. I've never gone diving before. This is my first time. It's my first lesson. Down there, it's really like an underwater tropical rainforest. In the past 30 years, 80% of the coral reefs along China's coastal area have degraded or died even.
If these coral reefs disappear, fish or other species living there will disappear. When typhoons come, our shoreline can easily be eroded away.
我们地球的未来靠你们了！帮帮帮帮帮的环保小卫士志愿姐，经理。
答案有变化吗？应该有什么变化？
上有多少个物种？听得懂吗？听得懂，真啊！
哇！你睇下做乜事？做乜食剩咁多嘢啊？要幾多人幫你善後俾你